Hello everyone, we warmly welcome you all to our special program brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. I'm your host Vatika Singh. Indian Achievers Award is an honor that celebrates the people who went extraordinary to effectuate their aspirations and ideas. In this series, we emphasize not only on the struggles and achievements of the people, but also on the social contributions they made to their native land, India. Before introducing you all to our one such achiever, let's take a look at the small lady.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Ms. Mansi Mathur is working as a senior business analyst with Alliance Technology and is closely associated with Alliance Global and Corporate Specialty Business. Starting her career as a business analyst and IT enthusiast, she began her journey with Accenture Technologies in Bangalore, working with the US insurers for providing solutions in BFSI sector along with coaching teammates and providing assistance in CSR programs. As a social service fanatic, her most of her time is spent in teaching and helping people to cater opportunities. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Atika?
I'm fine as well. So, before entering into the questions, tell us something about you and your professional journey.
So I started my professional journey in 2017 post my post graduation or the PGDM program from Birla Institute of Management, and I started my journey as a business analyst and an IT enthusiast in Accenture. Post that, I realized that working for 4 years in Accenture, I got to understand various enablers, modifiers, or gamification techniques in insurance industry in BFSI. So I've been closely associated with BFSI industry, and that's one zeal or enthusiasm I've had. Before that, I got to work with many US clients as well as overseas clients, and I went through the analysis of understanding how the gap of Indian industry as well as the overseas industry is. And then I started making a bold move, which was in 2020, where I thought to serve a client which is in India based, and then it was a life insurance client, where I learned still the hardships of this industry, which is we still have 3 to 4% of penetration of products of life insurance as well as health insurance. There's a huge gap between the understanding of how it is perceived by the people, by the actual users. So I worked over in Booth IT as a consultant in life insurance industry, where I worked with 15 products and to float in the market, majorly in health insurance as well as life insurance. And I got to understand how the dynamics of the IT, as well as I got to work over low code, which is a very new technology in this industry. And there has been a huge gap in understanding this technology. I used to work as a business analyst and consultant. There were certain hardships which made me realize how we can cater the needs of gamification, digitalization, as well as low code, no code, such technologies which are rarely heard in this market of Indian industry. And there's a gap between when I was working in my own 15 plus products. There was each product where was a hardship, where I see floating the product and the regulations, which was a challenge each and every time the company as well as all the stakeholders were facing through. But now, as I see, it's been turned into an opportunity with the help of government coming into picture, IRDAI coming into picture, and regulations being eased. So something about myself, this is all my journey been.
That's really great, ma'am. Moving on to the next question, tell us something about your future plans.
So in future, I'm currently serving as a consultant and business analyst, both Alliance Technology, and that's a recent shift I made. And I still want to work ahead understanding the gaps, and also the cyber insurance. So I got to work with cyber insurance and the products related to that. I'm still working on the general insurance industry, where we have large corporations as well as small corporations working together for reinsurance part. So these concepts still remain new in Indian industry, and my I foresee these as my aim, how I can use my knowledge, how I can use my motor insurance knowledge, and come with certain perspectives to cater the needs of my not only clients but the end users. And as a social servant, I've also been working with the CSR initiatives and a corporate trainer with Dr. Reddy Foundation. So, from those perspective, as a social servant, I've been always a fanatic person, and that enthusiasm and zeal still remains with me, and I'll continue to grow with same. As I've always said, there were hardships while I was working over my weekends only for the sake of the zeal. I still remember the day when I was called upon when I left my first company, and my immediate subordinate called me, and he said, "Would you like to continue such initiatives to teach physically adults as well as to work on their speech recognition parts and all those details?" So I pondered upon the opportunity, and I would still go ahead to do that without any consideration of CSR or any credit points to be earned. That's my initiative today, and I'm still working as also a VP education for a Toastmasters organization across India. I visit various clubs, and I keep on going ahead within that clubs to understand people's need for especially communication in their personal as well as professional life. So that's my aim for coming years.
The luck for all these plans of yours. Moving ahead, you must be knowing about the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign prevailing in India right now. So, what are your views on this campaign?
So it's been one campaign which Indian government has reached out to most of the public, and there are certain initiatives. When I talk about the five objectives or the pillars of this campaign, we say as demography, we also say infrastructure, we also say the economy, as well as the dynamics or the demand or the supply, which we say. So certain steps which government has taken, I have just I since we have very less time, so I'll just jot it down in certain steps which I foresee as major shift in this industry. First being in any industry, as we are reaching out to five pillars. First being that we have around 7 lakh crores which was invested in certain states like Assam, which was only dedicated to such Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign, which has reached out to many people. Second, we still continue to hear. Yesterday, I just came across with the Agniveer thing, which is Agniveer as creating jobs for the army jawans. Also, it has reached out in insurance industry. As I belong to these, I see certain steps taking place, like IPO opening for LIC, which is a very bold step taken by the government, and which also allowed many insurers, especially life insurance companies, to go and use not just to narrow down the barrier which they had, and IRDAI allowing them to use this use and file, or which we call as keep going without the regulation, to float the products along with health insurance as add-ons, which is a great shift post pandemic. Post pandemic, people have realized the importance of health insurance, and I was really saddened initially to understand that there still is a gap of 30% people or the population in India which is devoid of the basic health insurance. So these are certain steps I have taken. I have jotted down which the government has taken so far, and I keep on reading. I mean, there are certain others which I can keep on talking about.
Okay, so ma'am, first of all, congratulations on winning the Young Achievers Award. I really want to know that what was the feeling when you came to know that you have won this award, and who all have been your constant supporters in this journey?
So initially, when I came across the team, I was a bit of skeptical about how these awards will go and what are these, what's the value of this award. So I reached out to the team to clarify what these awards are. Then I was overwhelmed to understand that such awards also do exist to just uplift the people. And the best part of this award, which I felt, and I started nomination also, there was a whole team which had constant support with me to go step by step what is required, and they were constantly in touch. Post that, as the award's name is associated People's Award of India, I was really overwhelmed to understand and use this platform to speak about my industry, my passion, my zeal. So I am very excited and happy, and I've already said that, and I'll keep on echoing that it's just the hard work and the endeavor which keeps on going to just run over any quandary in life, as per my personal experience. So this award has been a very big platform for me, and I have seen it has recognized all the hardworking as well as the young talent of this country all throughout across. I keep on reading, and so that's my that's my feeling post this.
Right, ma'am. So now, since we know a lot about your professional role, tell us something about your social contributions as well.
So, as I've mentioned, I was also involved initially. I came across through IT firms and CSR initiative. Then, post that, went beyond my work. It went to my social contributions as a regular teacher to the classrooms as well as the virtual classrooms which were happening in the pandemic time, where I used to work with the trainers of as a corporate trainer and the team of Dr. Reddy Foundation to work and understand how well or how I can help those people who are still deprived of the basic knowledge of where to go for their basic rights. I met certain people who were not clear how to even apply for job, and there are people, because of the hardships of life, they were not able to understand how to go ahead and work with their communication, work with their reading skills, writing skills. So every weekend I used to sit together with the team, be it in any state. So since it was digitally connected, so I have been connected to Karnataka state. There were various batches around Maharashtra and Pune. So with the team, I've been doing that regularly since 4 years now, and I continue with the same zeal. As a CSR initiative, I brought that into whichever firm I'm working with, and with the same zeal, I would like to continue. Also, now I have associated myself since last year with a Toastmasters organization, which is also a speech speaking or a speech clarity organization or a non-profit organization. And I'm also working probably on Saturdays, Sundays, or however I start to work with. I manage and I work along to go ahead.
That's really great, ma'am. So, before concluding this session, you know that IF is followed not only by mainstream organizations, but also those young minds who aspire to be like our achievers someday. So, what is that one message you'd like to give them?
So one message, when I look at this nation as one of the young nation or the youth nation, we've said, and one of the largest demography, I see a lot of the degeneration and the young crowd who lose the patience very early in the whole process. Since I've been associated with social service, I know it's a very exhaustive process. The only message, once I had already conveyed this to most of my subordinates, is it's just the hardships which is taking over you. So don't lose the patience, but at the same time, be grounded and follow the top to bottom approach, which we call in the industry also, that you should reach to the sky. At the same time, do not forget the roots. Be Keep striking the balance, and in the end, I would also like to say it's just the thorns of the plant which raises a flower. It's not the gardener. So keep going, whatever hurdle comes up, take it a challenge and move ahead.
And that, I must say, is a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for joining with us today. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we hope that you continue to inspire people of all ages forever. Thank you so much.
Sure.